pretty exciting stuff.
What did you exactly do with it? Like,
oh, so we built the application, so we have a development team that.
So like, and what did it like? What was the benefit if I was gonna?
Oh yeah, so that's a great question. So with the app, you can walk down the street and search for apartments. You know, you can say, I live in Wrigleyville and I want to search for apartments in Wrigleyville.
And it'll give you a list of what ones are open.
Yeah, then you can kind of click through, and then you can see videos and photos, and you can call the number for more information or send a landlord an email, and they can get back to you.
So you use the GPS then instead of the full app?
Yeah, it was a full native app. Yeah, they already had a great mobile website, and you can search for apartments and pull up photos. I don't believe they do videos through that mobile app, through the mobile website.
From an integration standpoint, I'm just curious what the information is being done in the back end once these people signed up, like in order to maintain customer relationship with them.
That's actually a great question for apartment sector.
You repeat the question, sorry.
I'm just curious as to what's being done with the information on the back end of the people that do sign up, or customer relationship management with them.
So the way our business works, the consumer is being connected with our advertiser, which is another property management company that's listing various apartments. So what we intend to do with our website with this app, what we do is try to connect those two. So essentially, when they just move to the phone call in or send an email, like basically we broker that communication between the two parties, right? So our goal is to get as many possible renters to communicate directly with the property management companies as possible. So we do some, marketing back via email to some of these renters who end up emailing, property managers saying, hey, there's one of the listings you might be interested in. Hey, you said you're going to move on this date. Here's some of the services that are available to you, et cetera. But that's kind of outside of the app, right? And we do that as kind of day-to-day course of our business.
Do they have to opt into that?
They do have to opt into
to get those emails?
They initially send an email saying, if they give us their email address, if they're sending email directly to one of the property managers.
Right, but you're using that for send backs.
So they have to opt in. If we're going to communicate to them any further, they have to opt in for that. That's correct.
So just some examples of some common goals with integrating mobile into your business. So there's a lot of stuff there. This list is a short list, but you could have loyalty programs, brand extension, customer acquisition, promotions such as sweepstakes, voting, research through surveys, direct response, search, commerce, coupons. There's quite a bit there. Live audience interaction. The different channels. Tim talked about a lot of these. So at the lowest level, SMS is available to pretty much everyone, and it's people are comfortable with it. It's a very limited channel, but it's also a very instant two-way channel. So it's a great touch point into anything mobile. So when you see a lot of billboards and they have the short code, so they'll say text the keyword to the short code. A lot of times that's just like a gateway to getting to a mobile website or downloading an app. So the QR codes are great, but one of the problems is the average consumer is going to walk up and not understand what to do with it, and then once they figure it out, they're going to have to install an app on their phone that they can actually they can render that code and make sense of it. So that's a stumbling block right now. So there's a lot of interesting technology out there, but there's usage from the common person standpoint that is difficult to work with. And so yeah, a great example is just along those lines. I saw a movie poster where the whole thing was just a code right here. It was just a QR code. And that's just a horrible experience because people have no idea what to do with that. And at the bottom it said, text this word to this to download the app. And so that's fine. I mean, that's a okay thing to do. But it just doesn't seem like, they'd be better off saying, go to this mobile website, because most people can have a mobile website. So, there's all kinds of, so along with applications, the iPhone's the strongest. BlackBerry, I would say, percentage-wise, it's equal or, far greater than the iPhone. But they're just kind of getting going with their apps. I mean, they've already had apps prior to the whole App Store, App Store's blowing up, but they're just kind of getting going. And so when our clients ask us about, well, should I do a Android app? Should I do an iPhone app? Should I do a BlackBerry app? And there's others, Nokia. There's, like you said, that there's a lot of you you have to build for all these different handsets. And so the greatest thing about the iPhone is it kind of leveled the playing field and made it very easy. So regardless of what you've read about developers saying it's hard to work with, there's an arbitrary review process. Some of those things are true, but it's made it very easy to get an app out there, and they've made it so that you can install an app on 4 or 5 different handsets, and there's no issues. So that's the greatest thing about the iPhone is that they've made it very simple to do. I think Google Android is coming right behind it, and it's going to do very well because of all their tie-ins with handset manufacturers, such as Corolla.
Do you have to be an alliance partner with BlackBerry to publish still?
I don't think so, no. And then with Android, they have their Android marketplace. Jason Shaw here is an Android developer, and he can talk maybe a little bit about that. It's good stuff. And so there's other things, MMS, location-based services, presence, Bluetooth. So the problem with Bluetooth is that what we talked about earlier, where you would have a advertising signal go out via Bluetooth. I don't have my phone set to be discoverable, so I've never seen that presence-based thing. So there's just great technologies, but they're still limited in a lot of ways. Advertising through large players like AdMob is going strong. Mobile video is coming on strong through content providers like ESPN. And then there's augmented reality, which is super exciting. Everybody's excited about it. All marketers are talking about it. And so that's coming. It's not here yet. So it's really developing very quickly in the UK. And
Let me check real quick that I didn't skip ahead the slides.
okay, so actually getting down to your mobile strategies. So the key components here are, and I ran these by some customers, and we kind of hit we agreed on some things here. So the key is to assign ownership. So either that's within your business, there's a point of contact, there's a mobile point, so or several that own mobile, and that could also be an outside vendor. But the key is to have somebody thinking about mobile, how it relates to your business. So it could be a product director that's responsible for multiple things within a product. That's pretty critical. So you want to define your business objectives, how you'll measure those results, and success metrics that you'll need. So really determine the business what your business applications can be leveraged via mobile. So there's like take a look at Tribune. They do all things mobile. So they have SMS alerts for school closings. They have mobile optimized websites for the Red Eye and for the Tribune. They have apps for Metro Mix. So they've clearly bought into mobile, and they're going down different channels as fast as possible. And so I've got to think that in the markets that they're going to, it's open to, they're going to do things like augmented reality and whatnot. So, but it's really, there's not a perfect solution. A lot of these things are mix and match, and so where SMS might be a really good solution for some things, it might not be good for others. So, define metrics and how you're going to measure performance. So things like impressions versus click-throughs, value per customer acquisition, for sales or registration, and then really just understand what data you need to capture and what tools are going to use to capture it. So the thing where our company really shines is we think about those things ahead of time. So how you're going to capture the data and what you're going to do with it. So we view the data storage as a critical piece to the mobile experience. So conducting research and assessing options, this is simple stuff. You can just ask your customers, hey, what do you think about mobile? What do you think about, what do you need? And we see this with a lot of people where they say, what's the best mobile feature? What are you interested in with your product? And a lot of times you'll see people say, I love an iPhone app. I'd love to get SMS alerts. And so just asking your customers is really good. It's really critical. And it's easy to do too. There's solutions out there that you can embed in your products that say, do you have feedback? Please write what you're interested in. Things as simple as looking at web logs. So all of your web traffic, you can run scripts to analyze what percentage of your traffic is from smartphones. So deciding on the right technical approach, as I was saying, there's a lot of different things you could do, and deciding on how to mix and match these things.